Are democratic societies truly free? Imagine living in a society where you can vote, speak your mind, and have rights protected by law. It sounds like freedom, right? But is that enough to say a society is truly free? Let's take a closer look. When we think about democratic societies, we usually think of regular elections, free speech, and legal protections. These are important, but some argue they only cover part of what freedom really means. From a socialist point of view, true freedom also depends on economic fairness. If most wealth is owned by a few people, then many others might have political rights but still feel powerless. Socialists believe that economic power influences political power. If people cannot access health care, housing, or education because they are treated as commodities, their freedom is limited. They argue that basic needs should be seen as rights, not just goods you buy. Without that, people are forced to work in poor conditions just to survive. This dependence on selling labor limits their choices. Socialists suggest that making essential services like healthcare and housing public goods would help. They also say that real freedom involves participation in decisions about how workplaces are run and how communities grow. This means workers should have a say in their jobs, like in worker cooperatives, where employees own and manage their businesses. When wealth is concentrated, the rich can influence media and politics more easily. This can drown out the voices of ordinary people. To fix this, some propose laws to limit campaign spending, break up media monopolies, and reform political institutions that favor the wealthy. It's important to understand that socialists see their idea of freedom as more than just voting every few years. They want both political and economic power shared more equally. Countries that have expanded social programs, like universal health care and free education, show some progress. But socialists warn that as long as capitalism stays, these gains can be reversed. They believe that true freedom needs a fundamental change in how resources are owned and controlled. So, in the end, a society that only offers political rights but keeps economic inequality in place isn't fully free. Real freedom involves both political participation and economic democracy. When most people can influence how resources are used and have access to life's essentials, then society can be considered truly free. Without that, the promise of freedom remains incomplete.